What's up, Canuck fans? Welcome to The Line Change, a Vancouver Canucks podcast, and a proud presentation of DraftKings Sportsbook, as well as a proud member of the Hockey Podcast Network. Be sure to check out the network for your favorite podcast covering your favorite team at thehockeypodcastnetwork.com, the home of hockey podcasts, every team, everywhere. So here we go. We're still about 15 minutes away from the Canucks game starting. Wanted to start this a little bit early. I just checked, and right now they have the actual Vancouver Warriors game on Sportsnet right now. So that is going on. But obviously, I did the quick little instant reaction live stream a little bit earlier when we had the Kiefer Sherwood trade go down. And I'll admit, my thoughts on it have probably slightly changed a little bit since I did that video and had a little bit of time to process it. I still feel as though I'm a little underwhelmed by the return. But obviously, having watched what Kiefer Sherwood said in that, interview, after the trade happened, obviously the Canucks did what they thought was right for Sherwood when it comes to the trade. Obviously he mentioned, and we didn't even really discuss this or go over this in that previous video, that his wife is expecting a baby girl in April, and this allows Sherwood and his wife some time to obviously adjust, head down to San Jose, get settled. Obviously he's out with an injury right now, so we're not sure when he'll be returning to game action, but this gives them time to, get ready for the birth of their daughter. And I just think this was a very classy move by the Canucks, obviously. And Sherwood himself thanked the organization for this. And this was a big reason why they wanted to get this done now. They wanted to do it for Sherwood. And on top of that, they wanted to obviously get ahead of the market. And it's what this team does, or what this management group does. They like to get things done fast. Obviously, Canuck fans probably wish they had done this a little sooner when it comes to the trade. Preferably when, Sherwood was, lighting it up and was on fire. That would have been an absolutely perfect time to pull the trigger. But obviously, their asking price was just so high, teams weren't biting and weren't taking the bait. So the Canucks obviously had to settle for 2 second-round picks and a journeyman defenseman, which I already mentioned that I am underwhelmed by. I mean, we'll see how Cole Clayton does and whether or not he can actually make it up to the NHL. But I guess the Abbotsford Canucks get themselves a decent right-handed defenseman in this trade. And obviously, Patrick Allvin mentioned, he will be reporting to Abbotsford right away. So we'll see how he does in Abbotsford and if he may, get that, trade bump, and whether or not he might get a chance with the big club. Obviously, you got guys like Jet Wu who've still yet to make their NHL debut. They're still down in the AHL. Is this going to be another Jet Wu caliber player, especially a defenseman? So we will see. But as we wait for this game to start, and hopefully more of you guys start piling in, I want to get your guys' reactions to the Kiefer Sherwood trade. Are you guys like me? Are you guys underwhelmed by the return? What are your thoughts on it? Like I said, your instant reactions. Go ahead and let me know in the live chat. I believe I saw a duo earlier, about 15 minutes ago or so, in the live chat. And yeah, let me know. Let's, while we have the time before the game actually officially starts, let me know what your guys' instant reactions are to the Kiefer Sherwood trade. And what are your thoughts on the return? Are you, I watched a little bit of Sekeres and Price after I did my video, just to get their reaction. Obviously, Matt Sekeres was, a little disappointed with the return. Obviously, he really wanted a first-round pick, as did a lot of Canuck fans. But, the reality is teams weren't biting on that asking price plus a prospect. So obviously the Canucks had jacked up the cost, and teams just, weren't going for it, especially not right now, perhaps. And he even mentioned Jeff Merrick kept on saying, just wait it out, and teams will likely offer a first round pick. But like I said already, the Canucks probably were not willing to wait that long. They wanted to get this done and over with, and not just for their sake, but for Sherwood as well. So that's probably why they weren't willing to wait until closer to the deadline. Did his injury maybe, have an effect on the return? Perhaps. But at the same time, the reports were out there that, the injury had nothing to do with the, trade, both the return and, the price. It does make you wonder, though. And they mentioned this on Sekeres and Price as well. Do you think the Canucks should have, allowed the Sharks to talk in extension with Sherwood? And if they had managed to lock in an extension, do you think we could have gotten more value out of the trade? Let me know that in the live chat if you guys think that. And once again, as we wait for people to pile in and comment in the chat, I don't have anything specifically planned for the intermissions, so maybe we'll go over some other stuff, Canucks-related stuff. I did see something about Frank Saravelli saying that he thinks the Canucks are going to trade Elias Pettersson before the Olympic break, excuse me, the Olympics are 3 weeks away. The roster freeze obviously starts on February 3rd, which is even less time than when the actual Olympics start. And of course, everyone knows the roster freeze goes until, I believe it's February 26th, if I'm not mistaken. So if the Canucks are going to move Elias Pettersson, they need to do it within the next couple weeks. So let me know in the chat what you guys think the Canucks are going to do. Do you think they're going to trade Elias Pettersson before the Olympic break, or do you think they maybe wait? Keep in mind also, as I've stated in the past, Pettersson has that no move clause, so he can decide where he goes and whether or not to be open to a trade. Obviously, a lot of Canuck fans, there's been a lot of discourse on whether or not to trade PD or not. I believe Clay just the other night said they're not actively shopping him, which is actually correct. They are not shopping him per se, but they are basically listening to what teams are offering. And so far, we haven't heard anything that what teams are offering for him. Obviously, if you trade Elias Pettersson, you absolutely need a center in return, because you're basically trading away your first line center, and you're going to need someone to assume that role, at least for now. So I'm still on the fence on trading PD. I don't think they're going to do it. But I've been wrong before, so we shall see. So yeah, go ahead, comment in the chat your thoughts on the Kiefer Sherwood trade, your instant reaction to it. I know we all love ourselves some Kiefer Sherwood. Like I mentioned in our live stream on Saturday, I had Sherwood in the thumbnail, and that was because I had a gut feeling that he had already played his last game as a Vancouver Canuck. So that's why I did that. And as I said on Saturday, absolutely love that photo of Sherwood with the little celebration thing. I am going to miss that. Those amazing celebrations from Kiefer Sherwood. I'm going to miss those a lot. I'm going to miss, obviously those bone-jarring hits that he does. But at the same time, San Jose Shark fans, you guys got somebody special. And you guys are going to fall in love with Kiefer Sherwood just as much as us Canuck fans did in the year and a half that we had him. So props and kudos to the San Jose Sharks. You guys are doing really well this year after having been rebuilding for a very, very long time. I mean, you got guys like Macklin Celebrini, Will Smith, Eklund, Michael Misa, even the prospect that I was talking about in our Trade Watch video, Philip Bystead in the pipeline. yes, I still wish the Canucks had maybe been able to get him from the Sharks, but no. We also don't know whether or not the Sharks even offered Bystad, or if the Canucks asked for him and the Sharks just flat out said no. So we don't know that. Hopefully we'll find out more details in the coming days when it comes to the Sherwood trade. Sorry, I got something in my eye right here. Give me one. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, we don't know more details. Perhaps we'll hear more details. I saw something on X about I believe it's the second round pick that we got has some sort of conditions to it that if the Sharks go to the Stanley Cup final, it could turn into a first. I haven't seen anywhere where that's been confirmed, but I did see that when I was scrolling through social media. Speaking of social media, while I was doing that, I stumbled upon the apparently there was a goalie fight tonight in the Panthers versus Sharks game. Speaking of the Sharks, yeah, there was a goalie fight between Bobrovsky and Nedeljkovic. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go pop on social media. Just search goalie fight and it'll come up right away. It was pretty exciting to see. It's not very often we see a goalie fight in the NHL, but the fact that the referees let it happen is mind-boggling. And honestly, seeing the reaction from the bench, both the Panthers and the Sharks, people were hyped. Obviously, a bit of a, I don't want to say lopsided fight, but I mean, punches were thrown, but I don't know how many of those punches actually landed, because keep in mind, those goalies have a lot of equipment on, and it's probably not easy for them to throw punches like that. Actually, I even saw took them a little while for Bobrovsky to even get his helmet off. Nedeljkovic's helmet, they managed to get it off right away, but Bob still had his freaking helmet on, and I believe it was Nedeljkovic actually managed to pull it off. And then they went at it. So if you guys haven't checked that out, go ahead, check that out. It was something else. It was awesome. And not something that you see every day. That's for sure. And it was great. But let me check and see how, or if we're into the pregame at all, or getting close to the pregame. Let me just put my headphones in. Oh. It's still the Warriors. And it's at Rogers. Oh, I don't think this was live tonight. I think this is like a replay. By the way, if you guys haven't had these pasties, these are amazing. So good. This one's the mango mood. I had the razzle. Is it the razzleberry? Oh, the raspberry. Raspberry I had earlier. These things are good. All right. Game is getting ready to go. And as we mentioned, or as Canuck fans are already probably aware, Canucks are still looking for the first win of 2026. They're looking to snap their 10-game losing streak. Some Canuck fans want them to lose so they can break the record for longest losing streak since the late 90s, which is obviously the record is 10. If they lose tonight, they break it. So, yeah. They're just talking about the Kiefer Sherwood trade. Dan Murphy. They're just going over showing Sherwood and seeing him talk about the trade. You know what, I think we got some time. So why don't I bring up that goalie fight and show it off to you guys. All right, I got it right here. Let's bring it up. Man, Toffoli just standing there watching, just going like, what's going on? Yeah, you see Nedeljkovic takes his helmet off right away, and Bobrovsky still got his freaking helmet on. Oh, man. That is so good. Oh, man, that was something else. All right. They're just doing the pregame. Obviously, you know, everyone knows Rick Rippon. Tonight is a very special night for the Canucks and the Rippon family. His brother is in attendance here. We go, getting ready for the ceremonial face-off. Tyler Myers and Anders Lee. Not anthems about to go. Man, she's good. Elizabeth Irving is amazing. All right, getting ready for this game to start. Well, looks like it's Ilya Sorokin in net for the Islanders. Justin and I actually were talking about that the other night, as they had started David Rittich in their previous game. Kevin Lankinen starting for the Canucks here tonight after having not felt very well a few days ago. Of course, Matty Barzal, hometown boy. All right, here we go. Looks like the Elias Pettersson, DeBrusk, and Besser line is going to start this game. It's going to be Barzal versus Petey on the faceoff here. Faceoff is won by the Islanders. Puck down the ice into the Vancouver end. Puck up the boards to DeBrusk. DeBrusk flips it down. There's Besser there into the corner. Canucks and Islanders battling for the puck. Islanders with it. Sends it around. It's Besser. Schaefer is on the ice. So this past year's first overall pick is on the ice. Jeez, Petey, stay on your feet, man. Kane with the puck down into the corner. Big hit on Schaefer. Schaefer with the puck. Down to the far corner. Schaefer with it. Moves it up. Druin. Oh. Nice defensive play by Myers there. Kane. Over. Camp. Shoot. Stop. Great save by Sorokin. Nice early chance from the Canucks. Obviously, they're probably going to come out a little strong after that embarrassing loss. There's DPD. Over into the corner. Puck out of the play. There we go. Face off to the left of Ilya Sorokin. Face off won by the Canucks by Ratu. To the point to Garland. Back in the corner. Canucks move it out. Oh, giveaway by Carlson. Steals it. Behind the net. Around to Höglander. Back to Carlson. To the point. Marcus Pettersson. Shot wide. Höglander with it. Höglander. Yeah! Do I have any sounds? Here, I'll do this. Max Sasson from Carlson and Höglander. So it's 1-0 Vancouver for a change. Lankinen dumps it around. Schaefer with a shot. Blocker save by it. Yeah, Höglander has his first point since coming back from injury. So there we go. First shot, saved by Lankinen. Islanders win the draw. To Barzal. Shot. Tried to shot. Missed the net. Barzal with it again. Oh, Hronek able to pick his... Ooh, dangerous pass there by Hronek to Petey. Yeah. Out of play. Here's old Patrick Waugh. Canucks with it in the Islanders zone. Kane with it. Back around the net. There's Drew O'Connor. In front of the net. O'Connor. Okay, I'm liking this from the Canucks right now. Really buzzing. And Pellick dumps it down. Bullion with it. Brings it up ice. Lost it. Here comes Islanders. What a save by Lankinen. Islanders with it behind the net. Bringing it up. Dumping it down around. Siplikov with it. Turns around, fires it. Saved by Lankinen. Ooh. Back in the corner. There. Centers. Siplikov. Fanned on it. That was close. Canucks behind the net. Pass up to Sasson. Back around the net. Back to Marcus Pettersson. Sasson with it. In front. Hoglander with it. Around the net. Used from Marcus Pettersson. Man, this line is really buzzing right here. Here comes Matt. Barzal checked. Marcus Pettersson with it. Back to Vilander. Back to Pettersson. Over to EP40. Shot. Off a stick and out of play. There we go. Well, pretty good start for Canucks here. Getting the first goal. Not something we've seen very often. So that's good to see. I know a lot of people want, the tank, want to get that 11th loss in a row. But hey, good start for the Canucks here tonight, especially for those paying customers like Clay and Justin, who are both at the game. Martin Lee Gad 5868 in the comments. I'm at the doctor's office. I'm listening. Awesome. You got Harry in here. What's up, Harry? I missed it already. I know. Me too, buddy. Me too, man. Yeah. Just a commercial break right now. Sharks are a wagon. Yeah, I mean, now that they got Keefe, yeah, he's really going to help out the Sharks. I tell you, man, he's really going to help them out, help those young guys. And hey, at least Macklin Celebrini has got himself a protector now in Kiefer Sherwood. Do you know if Cole Clayton is any good? Not from what I've seen. Seems like he's more of a journeyman AHL defenseman. You got a Miller jersey up, my man? Yeah, oh yeah. And it's signed, too. Signed Miller jersey up there. All right, game is back on. Back to the point. Shot, missed. Oh, Patterson. Ooh. Oh. That was close for Petey, man. That was close. Again, this Canucks team is firing tonight. Camp getting set with a draw. Camp gets waived. In comes Kane. Islanders with it. Matthew Schaefer. Oh, Schaefer with a nice pass there. Myers, some good defensive play. All right, Canucks with it. Vander Kane with that long shot. Ooh. Bouillon with it. Dumps it down into the Islanders zone. Sorokin plays the puck. Garland steals it. Tried to center for Ratu. Canucks with it. Roenick. Yeah, once again, Bluger not in the lineup tonight, but there's probably a very good chance he will be in the lineup on Wednesday. So that is obviously positive news. Nice defensive play there by Ogren. Boquist, drag move, blocked. Carlson up to Hronek. Hronek dumps it down. Canucks with it. Here's Carlson with it. Pass up to Vilander. Tzidikis with it. Puck down into the Vancouver zone. Patterson back for it. Canucks up to Kane, who just roofs it. Offside for the Canucks. That is probably the only thing I like about this trade is the 2 second-round picks. But yeah, what a goal from Max Sasson. Yeah, that was a beautiful goal. Nice passing plays from both Höglander and Carlson. The lines are working. Yeah, lines are working for sure right now. All right, puck has dropped. There's Besser, dumps it in to the Islanders zone. Right, Islanders moving it up. Great defensive play there by DPD. Islanders with it again. Bring it back into the zone. Barzell. Schaefer. The D'Angelo. Looks at what? Duclair scores. Tie game at 1. That got past Langton on the short side. Take a look at the replay, but kind of think Langton kind of should have had that one. Yeah, Schaefer to D'Angelo. And then D'Angelo, backhand pass. Yeah. Yeah, Langton wasn't able to get it. Bit of a tough, with the pass. That was a nice pass from D'Angelo, I will say. So, but yeah. Islanders score, it's 1-1. Shots are 5-5. So, 10 minutes into this first period now. Back to the point, but Camp. All right, Islanders bring it up. Islanders with it in their own zone. Pass up, dump down into the Canucks end. Lankinen shoots it around. Here comes Ratu. Back to Ogren. Oh, Schaefer blocked that one. Ratu dumps it in. Caroline in front to Ratu. Tipped it wide. Pass up. Here comes D'Angelo. Skates back around. Puck dump down. Islanders with it around the net. Back to the point. Slap shot. Stopped by Lankinen. Islanders with it in their own zone. Islanders bring it up. Connects with it around the net. I believe that's Vilander. No, give away. Pedersen with it. Up to Besser. Petey again, falling down. Saved by Lankinen. Barzell. Brock Besser just dumps it in. End of his shift there. Islanders now out shooting the Canucks 8-5. 6 minutes and some change left in this first period. Islanders bring it down. Myers. Islanders with it in the Canucks zone. Oh. Camp with it. Back to the point. D'Angelo with a long shot, saved by Lankinen. Cole Clayton looks like a Prairie Boy scrapper from what I've seen. Yeah. I mean, obviously, having looked at his stats earlier in my Sherwood video, obviously the stats, the points don't leap off the page or scream at you, but it's still early. We'll see how he pans out. But like I said already, I was underwhelmed by him being part of the return. I would have preferred somebody hopefully maybe a little bit younger, a little bit better, but we shall see for sure. Canucks definitely need to get tougher. Yeah, absolutely, they do. And you kind of lost a tough guy in Kiefer Sherwood by trading him away. So, and Evander Kane just hasn't been Evander Kane, at least toughness-wise, for the Canucks this season. I know he's been in a fight this year, but I think it's just the one fight that Kane's been in. So we shall see. Yeah, I still do not understand why they sent Tolopilo back down and called up Patera. But I guess between the two, you would want Tolopilo down in Abbey to maybe help. Kane was just robbed by Sorokin. Deep. Hronik with it in the corner. Back to DPD. Back to Elias Camp. Blocked. O'Connor with it. DPD scores! Kane. Vander Kane. 2-1 Canucks. Oh, yeah, and it looks like that broke his stick, too. He looks up at the stick. Oh, that's actually pretty good. So Evander Kane scores to make it 2-1. Wow. All right, Islanders send it down. Lankinen moves it to the corner. Garland up to Ratu, who dumps it in. Boquist. Lankinen around the corner, or around the net. Shoots it around. Islanders with it at the blue line. Schaefer dumps it in. Schaefer with it. He's going to go back down to the Islanders' end. A little bit of miscommunication there between the Islanders. Bullock with it. Next, steal it. Schaefer. Gonna be icing. Thrown in front. Camp there. Drew O'Connor tried to take a whack at it, but here comes the Islanders. Barzal with it. Back to the point. Back to Barzal. Fires it. Here comes Kane again. Puck dumped into the Canucks zone. Hronek around the boards. Back to Besser. Here comes DeBrusque. Shot. Missed the net. Hronek up to Petey. Oh. Petey. Just fucking shoot. Intercepted. Here come the Islanders. 2-on-1. Schaefer. Oh, looks like the Canucks are challenging this for offside. Huh. Oh, yeah. Schaefer was offside. All right. So, yeah, that goal is going to come back. Now, take advantage of this. Puck down, dumped down into the corner. About 2 minutes left in the first. Canucks. Garland up to Ogren. Yeah. Blocked. Canucks managed to clear it. Schaefer. Lee shoots. Saved by Lankinen. Oh. At least this has been an entertaining game compared to the last one that I did live stream on. And hey, at least the Canucks got a couple goals. So that's a bonus. The Puppy Bowl? Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, those puppies were cute. Islanders, no, Canucks win the face-off. Hronek dumps it in. DeBrusque battling for it. Oh, Besser's with it. Whoa! I don't think Besser knew where that puck was. Islanders into the corner. Patterson. Fuck, PD, stay on your fucking feet, man. Great defensive play there by Hronek. Patterson. Puck into the corner. Hronek dumps it out. And that's going to be the end of the first period. All right. That is the first period. So the Canucks go into the intermission with a 2-1 lead. And I will actually be right back. And we'll talk about this first period. So yeah, I'll be right back, guys. All right, we're back. Of course, they're just talking about the Sherwood trade, of course, in the intermission right now. I just had to go grab my dinner. Jonathan Toews is making his way back to the United Center for the first time in Chicago. Showing some highlights. So Minnesota beats the Maple Leafs 6-3. Capitals versus the Avalanche. Oh, Nathan MacKinnon. Whew. Colorado beats the Capitals 5-2. All right, while we're in the intermission here, why don't I do my mid-show sponsor read? Starting off by thanking my primary sponsor, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL.
Matt Money Smith here from Believe in Chargers, talking to you about the Game Time app. What is it? Tickets. I like going to sporting events, right? And there's nothing I hate more than hitting checkout and bang, my cost has gone up by 20%. That is not going to happen with Game Time. First of all, you get 100% legitimate tickets at the best price. That is the Game Time guarantee. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, they're going to credit you 110% of the difference. On top of that, they've got zone deals. That means when you choose a section and you let Game Time choose the seats, you can get a discount that way. Seat views, panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy, and they have that lowest price guarantee. What you see is what you pay. So use our code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV. $20 off your first purchase. Again, download the Game Time app. Create an account. Use the code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code BLEAV for $20 off.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Never experienced the jaw-dropping moments that make hockey? Well, you can experience them all with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Missouri listeners, listen up. DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in the Show Me State. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN, that's code THPN, to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, which is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-9777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. Pass-through per wager may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. This is a limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025. All rights reserved. I'd like to thank my secondary sponsor, Gassy Jack Art, maker of this amazing artwork you see in front of you. And you guys can check them out yourselves at GassyJackArt.com. All right. Still the intermission right now. All right, if you guys want, let me know in the chat your guys' thoughts so far in this game. How have you guys liked the Canucks, coming out strong during the beginning of that first period, and just overall their play so far in this first period. I know we still got 2 more periods to go, but they're going into the second period with a lead. Obviously, that Matthew Schaefer goal was called back to offside, but it's not very often that the Canucks go into the second period, at least as of late, with a lead. So let me know in the comments your guys' thoughts on the Canucks' play through 20 minutes so far. And hopefully we'll be getting started on the second period very shortly. Right now, they got Rick Rippon's brother, Wes, talking with Dan Murphy right now. Obviously, tonight being hockey talks, and, that was really good. That was really good. All right. Any predictions for this second period that's coming up? Do you guys think the Canucks are going to be able to keep up with the momentum they generated in that first period? Do you guys think, they might do the Canuck thing and maybe take their foot off the gas? I certainly hope they don't do that, because I absolutely hate it when they do that. They need to keep the foot on the gas, break this losing streak, get at least a win in front of your home crowd, considering how pitiful our home record has been, despite the, tank. At least get a win on home ice for the paying customer. And honestly, you're already 7 points behind. You can afford at least one win. So let me know your predictions in the chat, in the comments down below. Oh, here's this puppy bowl again. And yeah, I kind of want to see them break the record for most consecutive losses, just so I can witness some Canucks history. Yeah, I'll admit, I kind of want to as well, but at the same time, I wouldn't hate a win here tonight. I mean, it would be better if Horvat was in the lineup, but I know he's obviously not playing tonight due to him having an injury. But we will see Bo in the Olympics. All right, second period should be getting underway imminently. Here we go. Yep. I agree with Shorty there. Cathartic first period for the Canucks, if you will. Oh, that was a beautiful goal by Sasson. All right. All right, here we go. Canucks battling for it. DeBrusque, Pedersen. Oh, PD is able to ring it around the boards. Ronick, right point, sends to a corner. DeBrusque with it. Saved by Sorokin. Nice chance for DeBrusque. Drew a gunshot. Good chance there. Islanders move the puck up. Pajot. Vanderkeen up to Myers. Myers missed it. Here comes Holmstrom. William with it. Brings it up. Kane offside. Islanders won the draw. Puck moved up into the Canucks zone. Into the corner. Marcus Pedersen with it. Over to Garland. Ogren. Over to Ratu. Shoot. Blocker saved by Sorokin. Then dumps it in. Ratu. Excuse me. Ogren shoots. DPD with a shot wide. It's going to be icing on the Islanders. Sasson wins the faceoff. Back to Hronek. And the Islanders are going to be able to change. Up to Carlson. Fires it around the net. Over to Hronek. Down to Höglander. DPD dumps it around the boards. Islanders move it up, down into the Canucks zone. Siplikov with it in the corner. Canucks break it out. And that's going to be another icing. Marcus Pettersson with it. Down to the corner. Flying Gatcomb. Pettersson. Back down to the Declare. Elias Pettersson with that. Dumped into the Islanders zone. Here comes Schaefer. Back to Schaefer. Back to the point. Drouin. Saved by Lankinen. Matt Martin, 17. Hello. I don't think I've ever seen you before. Welcome. All right. Face-off is dropped. Or puck is dropped. Holmstrom missed the net. Great chance there for Holmstrom. Holmstrom with it again. Back to the point. Pulock. Deflected wide. Here come the Canucks. Drew Connor. Islanders bring it back. Back into the Islanders zone. Islanders start bringing it up to Holmstrom. Back. Boquist with a shot, deflected. Islanders with it in the Canucks zone. Here's Richie. Back to the point. Mayfield was shot wide. Back to the point. Back to the Islanders zone. Islanders with it. Moved up. Shoots the puck down. Lankinen leaves it. Hronek up ice. Nice pass. Back to Carlson. Carlson with it again. Hronek dumps it down. Hronek dumps it back in. Hoglander with it around the net. Out of play. Nice couple chances for the Canucks there. Commercial break right now. All right. Ooh, Petey. Petey. Over to DeBrusque. Back to Hronek. Oh. There you go, Hronek. Hronek dumps it in. Kane with it. Oh. Oh. Verlander not able to keep it in. Well, Shorty, now he's not going to get one because you jinxed it. Oh, Shorty. Yeah, I'll admit, Kane's been impressive in this game. Still want him traded, though. Icing call. About 10 minutes into the second period, Canucks out shooting the Islanders 17-13. Oh, that's me. Boo. That snuck up on me. All right. Puck dropped. Oh. Looks like we're going to get our first penalty of the game against the Islanders. So the Canucks are going on the power play. It's Callum Ritchie going to the box for slashing. So the Canucks' power play going to work for the first time in this game. Let's see if they can do something with it. Carlson is on, I believe this is the first power play unit. Back to the blue line. Booyah. Back to Besser. Besser shoots. Glove saved by Sorokin. Ooh, nice save by Sorokin. Back to the blue line. Besser with it. Down low. Carlson. Islanders dump it down. There's Booyah. Carlson with it. Booyah. DeBrusque to Pedersen. Oh, cross. Back to Booyah. Back to Besser. Back to Booyah. Zizekin stopped by Lankinen. Now the second unit coming out for the Canucks. Up to Garland. Over to Hronek. So close for Ogren. 3-on-2. Puck out of play and with 1 second left in the power play. Hey, Bobby. Duo is here. Okay, Tyler, I must be on Team Tank because I'm kind of hoping the Canucks find a way to lose in regulation. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same way, but at the same time, like I said already, I wouldn't mind a win here tonight, especially for the paying customer at home. Canucks win the draw. Myers into the corner. So the Canucks are 0 for 1 on the power play now. Islanders bring it in. Duclair. Back to the point. It's Barzal. Long wrister down. Duclair with it again. To the point. Boquist. Barzal. Mayfield shoots. Saved by Lankinen. Here comes Kane. Icing. Penalty. So Sasson going to be in the box for tripping. We'll reserve judgment until we see the replay of it. 2-0, never felt this way before. What do you think about that? I mean, honestly, there's nothing wrong with hoping for a regulation loss, but at the same time, I feel as though the Canucks have enough cushion that they can afford a win here tonight. Oh, jeez. Another Puppy Bowl commercial. This makes me really want to get a dog. Oh. Come on. Okay, that was a bullshit call. Bullshit call. Weak call. Soft. Okay, I do not agree with that at all. So connects with it. Garland, I believe. Yeah, I believe that's Garland. Dumps it down. Schaefer with it. Here comes Barzal. Schaefer. Over to Myers. With the Mizey bomb down the ice. Here's Schaefer. Brings it in. Great save there by Lankinen. Duclair back to the point to Schaefer. Schaefer over to Richie. Richie. Duclair scores. Fuck. Yeah, no one covering Duclair. Yeah, Hronek, bit of a bad read there by Hronek there, not covering Duclair. Although I'm not sure who's was supposed to be covering Duclair, but he was wide open. You just can't allow that. Puck out of play. All right, we're going to break. So 2-2 game, 5:24 left in the second period. Duo, back-to-back live streams. I'm loving it, bro. What made you start these up? Respect. Well, I just wanted to try something new. See how I liked it. As I mentioned already, I'm no Russell. But I wanted to, test the waters, see if I enjoyed it, and see if, you guys enjoyed it. So this is why I'm doing it. Plus, I was able to do it because, I wasn't working today. So I'm actually able to, watch the game. And I want you guys to see, my general reactions and, obviously do a little bit of commentary as best as I can. Obviously, like I just said, I'm no Russell, and I don't know a lot of the players, at least on the opposing team, but I do know a lot of the Canucks, even though I'll admit it's a little difficult to see because I'm looking on a small screen and I really gotta, look to see who's got the puck, but I'm doing the best I can. And hey, it's despite the result of the first one I did, you guys seem to enjoy it. So this is why I decided to do another one back to back. And we will see about the future of doing these live streams or not. So stay tuned. Obviously, like I said, I'm not going to do every single game, but maybe here, every now and then I'll do one. So, but so far I have enjoyed the last one. And then, of course, this one so far. Love to see it, bro. Yeah, me too. Absolutely. And I appreciate you being here, Duo, as always. So, yeah, 2-2 going 5 minutes left in the second period. This is my favorite connection channel. I appreciate that, Duo. All right. Puck is dropped. Islanders bring it down. Boquist into the corner. Mark Gatcomb with that. Ratu with it. Bringing it around the net. Turns, or is that Camp? There's Myers with it. Up to center ice. Islanders bring it down. Holmstrom drops. Drouin. Ooh, that was close. Schaefer with a shot. Blocked. Looked like that was blocked. Pollock shoots, scores. Fuck. Yeah, wide open. Okay, I think Höglander messed up there. He should have covered him there. Lee. Anders Lee with it. Besser on him. Hronek. Ooh. Oh, puck dumped down the ice. Ratu with it. Belander dumps it in. Belander keeps it in. Garland. Ogren to Marcus Pettersson to the front of the net. Back to Belander. Shot. Another great chance. Islanders move it out. Nice save by Lankinen. Geico. Over to Zizekas. Saved by Lankinen. Yep, around to Myers. Gatcomb dumps it in. Dumps it in. Kane's got to be careful there. Hronek shoots it down. Sassone keeps it in. DPD there. Holmstrom dumps it down. Hronek dumps it down. "15 seconds left in this second period. That's the end of the second period. Ooh. Ooh. I feel I'm not around recently as much because I've honestly started to skip games. It's been kind of sad knowing a big fan. Used to never try to miss any. Never felt like we were this bad before. Yeah, 100%. And I hear you, man. I hear you. I'm kind of in the same boat. So, all right. Let's see if another commercial. Let's look at this article while we're in the. I referenced it earlier on how Frank Cervelli is saying that there's growing suspicion from NHL teams that Elias Pettersson is traded this season. So let's take a look at this article here. Bring this up. I want to share this. So there you go. Cervelli growing suspicion from NHL teams that Elias Pettersson is traded this season. Article written by Dylan Nazareth. And he goes on to say, could the departure of top Vancouver Canucks centerman Elias Pettersson be coming sooner than anyone thought possible? Amidst the Canucks' rapid pivot to a rebuild, one thing is becoming clear. The team is open to offers on any of their core players if the price is right. Earlier this season, it was Quinn Hughes. This week, it was Kiefer Sherwood, and it could soon be Pettersson. Joining Sportsnet 590 The Fan on Monday, NHL insider Frank Cervelli reported that teams across the league believe Pettersson could be traded this season and potentially soon. I think there's definitely a growing suspicion from teams that an Elias Pettersson trade happens this year. There are some thinking maybe even before the Olympics, Cervelli said. That feels kind of quick, but the Canucks have been in the spot where they're ready and willing to consider anything and everything pretty much throughout the course of the organization. The NHL's Olympic roster freeze begins on February 4th, meaning if the Canucks really are keen on getting something done before then, they have just over 2 weeks. As the Canucks' first-line center, Pettersson is obviously a key piece for the team, and at 27 years old, he's hardly past his prime. But the once 100-point player has seen a rapid decline in his stat line over the past few seasons. So far this year, he has 29 points in 40 games. Cervelli added later on Sportsnet 650's Canucks Central that he believes the return in a Pettersson trade would be better than what the Canucks got for JT Miller, which is making the team consider a move. On Sportsnet, he expanded on the market situation that is making Pettersson such a valuable asset. Look at the deals signed for Dvorak and Wenberg, $5.15 million for Dvorak and $6 million for Wenberg. Cervelli said, all of a sudden you turn around and you look at Elias Pettersson and you say, if we believe this is a guy we can rejuvenate, get his career going with a change of scenery, all of a sudden $11.6 million a year doesn't sound like a crazy risk profile. Cervelli noted the Carolina Hurricanes as one of a handful of teams calling the Canucks right now, with the overwhelming interest being another reason to look into moving Pettersson. Of course, the Swedish forward holds a full no movement clause, so he would have to approve of any deal Vancouver makes. Later in the day, Cervelli went on Oilers Now and said that teams are beating down the Canucks' door for Pettersson, and added that there has been real and significant interest in Pettersson over the last 10 days. So, what are your guys' thoughts on that? That the potential for the Canucks to trade Elias Pettersson within the next couple weeks before the Olympic break. Obviously, anytime Frank Cervelli says something regarding the Canucks, I take it with a pinch of salt, just because it is Frank Cervelli, and I just don't trust him. I also feel as though Cervelli is a bit, or not a bit, but he's, a Canucks hater. He likes shitting on the Canucks whenever he's doing his reporting. I also just don't really like Cervelli all that much. So, but that's just my personal opinion. I believe I've talked about that with Russell in the past when I've been on his channel. He actually was the one who said he doesn't really trust what Cervelli says. Usually what Cervelli says doesn't happen. The opposite happens. So yeah, that's just my opinion on that. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But no, I just don't. I don't see it happening in the next 2 weeks. I also don't really see it happening at all. Like I said, Pettersson has got that no move clause. He will decide if he goes. And it seems like Pettersson is wanting to stay. He's fine with a rebuild. He's willing to go through a rebuild, and I think that is very telling. I know, Canuck fans, he needs to start producing like an $11.6 million player. We've been saying it for the last couple of seasons, but, you also got to surround him with wingers that help him out as well. And they haven't been able to really do that. If they gave him wingers that can help set him up, or vice versa, be a lot better. And, with the young guys in the pipeline, you also want a guy like Pettersson as a veteran. I know he's a bit of a loner and not really I don't want to say not a team guy, but obviously, he's quiet. He doesn't really, talk. He's not much of a talker, but the one thing that I'm worried about is if we trade Pettersson, he's going to start lighting it up. And then the Canucks are going to be like, it's going to bite them in the ass. That is my concern with trading Pettersson. And also on top of that, you'll have people go on and say, you traded Horvat, you traded Miller, and now you traded Pettersson. It's going to make this organization look pretty dumb. And it's going to be, mind-blowing if that ends up actually happening. So, but that's, again, just my own personal opinion on it. But once again, let me know in the chat, in the comments down below, what you guys think. Do you guys think Pettersson will be traded, before the Olympics? Go ahead and sound off. Let me know in the comments and in the live chat as we wait for the third period to start. Okay, Duo says, I hope so. I really want him to leave because I believe he's the culture problem. That's fair. That's very fair. Very fair. No heart, no grit, no desire to win. He just wants to collect a paycheck. Guys like JT wanted to win, and he had problems with him. I mean, it's not all on Pettersson with the whole, PD JT thing. But at the same time, obviously, PD didn't come into camp in shape, and that rubbed JT wrong, the wrong way, and it rubbed a lot of his teammates the wrong way, especially considering this was right after he signed that $11.6 million contract. And Hughes left because he wants to win. Why isn't PD wanting a trade? Doesn't make sense. Fair. He's comfortable with playing under no pressure here, and that's what he wants. Again, all fair points. Now they got Tyson Berry on the intermission right now, just talking about the Sherwood trade. Ooh. Now, I'm not sponsored by these guys, but hey, I wouldn't be opposed to being sponsored by these guys. But have you guys had these Calypsos? These things are really, really good. Honestly, this is the Island Wave lemonade. They have a blue raspberry one, and I absolutely love the blue raspberry one. It's so good, but this one's pretty darn good. And oops, I forgot to shake it. Oh well. Hey, more trades are coming. Yeah, I could see more trades coming. Sadly to say for vets, yeah. Rebuild is coming. Yeah, it says they have Landon Ferraro on right now, and it says Canucks officially in rebuild mode. So who's next on getting traded? Well, I'm kind of thinking Kane. Kane might be the next one. But like with the report that I just showed about Pettersson, I mean, again, I take what Cervelli says with a pinch of salt because it's Cervelli, but honestly, to me, it's gotta be Kane. So, I mean, granted, Kane's I thought played pretty well here tonight. He's got a goal. Had a breakaway, almost had 2 breakaways in this game. So I feel as though Kane's had a pretty solid game here tonight. instead of trading one player at a time, why not 2 players or 3 players? Well, a lot of their players, remember, have no move clauses or no trade clauses. So, and Rick Dhaliwal even mentioned that when we had him on the podcast. He even said it's difficult for the Canucks to make trades because a lot of the guys that they're trying to sell, or a lot of their players, have no move clauses and no trade clauses because management handed them out like they were candy on Halloween. You got guys like Myers, who has a no trade clause. DeBrusk has a no move clause. Petey has a no move clause. Hronek has a no move clause. And so on. There's probably is a potential for maybe Höglander could be traded, although I have already said in my Höglander video, I kind of hope they don't trade Höglander. He's still only 25 years old, and I think he could be a part of this rebuild. Plus, I'm a big fan of Höglander, so I would hate to see him go. I could maybe seeing them trade Besser, but again, he has a no move. Whoops. Ouch. He as well has a no move. So Garland could be one, but from what I've heard, the Canucks are hesitant to trade Garland because they want to keep him. They want to keep him around as that veteran presence. I could see Drew O'Connor being traded. I believe O'Connor actually even has a no trade clause, or he might have like a modified no trade clause. Marcus Pettersson has I'm not sure if he has any trade protection, but he's somebody who I've mentioned that they could trade. Lankinen has a no move for the first 2 years of his deal, so he has a no move. Demko, yeah, you could trade for him. You could trade him, but what team is going to want a guy like Demko who can't stay healthy? Plus his no move, both his extension and I believe a no move clause that I believe he has in his upcoming contract doesn't kick in until July. So yeah, you could possibly trade Demko. Maybe you could trade Hedl if you could get anything for him. But the likelihood of that is probably slim. Maybe Bluger. Bluger is probably another one that they could trade because he is a pending UFA. So maybe you could trade Kane and Bluger. But obviously, we're waiting on Bluger's return to the lineup, which hopefully will be Wednesday against the Capitals. So he was obviously a game time decision tonight, and obviously he wasn't, good enough to go. I would like to say that a lot of their younger guys are probably they're not open to trading. Baines and all that. All those guys, they're probably not keen on trading them. Yeah, Forbort is probably another one that they could maybe trade, but apparently it sounds like Forbort might be done for the season, according to Alvin. He spoke about that this morning. So, but he didn't rule out Forbort playing this season, but he did say there could be a chance that Forbort misses the entirety of the season. So, which is really going to suck for Forbort because I thought he was really great last season for the Canucks. But the third period is about to begin. So here we go. They're about to drop the puck. All right, down into the Islanders zone. Canucks with it. Whoa. Pettersson falls over again. Fuck, man. He really needs to add muscle to his lower body, man. The amount of times this guy freaking falls over. Canucks battling with it just behind the net there. Vander Kane, and I believe that's David Camp. O'Connor in there too. Kane kicks the puck out. So Canucks get called for a penalty, and the Islanders are going to go to the power play. Okay. That was a good song. All right, so Islanders on the power play and the Canucks zone. Ooh. Fucking Myers. Myers, what are you doing? You fucking dumbass. All right. Heineman. Back to Heineman. To Schaefer. Heineman. Blocked. Nice save by Lankinen. Barzell with it. Schaefer loading up. Schaefer shoots. Saved by Lankinen. To Barzell. Over to D'Angelo. Barzell. Back to Richie. Shoots. Saved by Lankinen. Islanders. Down in the corner, Richie. Bullock. Holmstrom with it. So the Canucks kill off the penalty. Bullock. Garland with it. Garland dumps it in. Canucks bring it up. Kane over Camp. William with it. William with it. Dump down. Back to the point. William. Out of play. Oh. Kane tripped himself. Patterson waved out of the faceoff. Here comes Bresser. Bresser wins it. Puck down. It's going to be icing. Into the Canucks zone. DPD. Here comes Patterson. Out of play. "13 minutes and 36 seconds left in the third period. Islanders still up 3-2. I don't want them to risk any sort of climbing up end of season here like they usually end up doing. That is fair. Totally 100% fair. Harry, I smell a loss again. Yeah. I mean, they haven't been as impressive as they were in that first period, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right, here we go. Islanders with it. Richie. And here's Heineman with it. Back to Pulock. Stopped by Lankinen. Wow. 100-mile-per-hour shot from Pulock there. Back down to the ice. Next 0 for 1 on the power play here. Lankinen with it. William checked. Over to DeBrusque. Ah. Garland steals it over to Pedersen. Off the blocker of Man, Schaefer. That was a nice chance. Yeah, Kane's having a game tonight. Barzal with it. I believe that's D'Angelo. Drop pass for Barzal. Back to Barzal. Back to the point. Barzal to Lee. Fuck. Oh, through Myers' legs. Fuck, man. All right, it's Pedersen up to Niels Hoglander. Puck back down to the Vancouver end. Up to Garland. Puck down around the Garland behind the net. Back to the point. Back to Garland. William with it. What's wrong? Man. Belaner with it. See that? PD gave a stick off to William. That was pretty cool to see Petey give a stick to William. Harry, you might be onto something there, buddy. After that goal. Team commander. Let's keep tanking. Let's keep tanking. What do? We tank. When do you think the Canucks are doing another trade, this weekend or next? I'm thinking maybe in the next week or two. But we'll see. We shall see. All right. Maybe. I'm not sure if Sherwood's going to be able to play. Is going to actually play in that game. As remember, he's still injured, so might have to wait till next year if he extends with the Sharks. Islanders break it out. William with it. Ratu. Oh, Canucks pulled Lankinen. Might be on to something there, Harry. 5-2 goal incoming. We shall see. All right. I will be right back, guys. Give me 1 sec. All right, we're back. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I've got my dinner just sitting here, and I don't want to eat and commentate at the same time. Right, Lankinen out of the net. Hronek to Hoglander across. William. Hronek. That was a nice chance from Hoglander with it. Hronek. Ooh. One-timer from Petey. What is this? I'm curious to know what this sound is. Here, I'm going to test something out here, guys.
Badass.
Oh.
Badass.
Oh, that's terrible. All right. Oh, come on. That was a good tune they had going on there. All right, here we go. Who is that, O'Connor? Yeah, O'Connor, assisted by Hronek. Hoglander to William to Hronek to Elias Pettersson. Hoglander. Final minute. Another icing call. Point Besser. Here comes Pedersen. Well, there you go. 11 in a row. New record set by the Vancouver Canucks. They remain winless in 2026. Yeah. Very good question, Harry. Very good question. Really makes you think. Even black skate jerseys don't work. And yeah, they're wearing them for the next 2 games. So this will be like what? 4 games in a row? They're wearing the black skate? Yeesh. Might as well lose the rest of the season. Well, at least win at least a game, for the paying customer, like I keep mentioning. So. But let me know your guys' thoughts on this game. I think I'm actually going to wrap up this live stream. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a post game. I got some stuff I got to do tonight. So, are you going to the January 27th game? No, I'm not going to any upcoming games. But, although it's not going to be the 27th, but I'm still waiting on the details for it. But Wednesday, so the day after, I will be doing a collaboration with a San Jose Sharks podcast on the network. Still trying to figure out, the exact date and a time, but I will be making an appearance on the Frostbitten podcast. I believe, actually, let me look at what the YouTube channel name is. No, it's Shark City Hockey, Frostbitten, Zero Chill. I will be making an appearance on that podcast. It's going to be my first collaboration within the network. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And hopefully we'll talk, Kiefer Sherwood in that video, talk about the Sharks, the Canucks, and so forth. So stay tuned for that next week sometime. But no, I won't be going to the Sharks versus Canucks game. And it's not necessarily Sherwood returning, Harry. Remember, he's still injured. They said he could be injured from 1 to 3 weeks. So I'm pretty sure Sherwood won't be playing against us next week as he's still injured. I mean, he might try, but there's very, very unlikely that he's going to be playing next week. So there he is, Swervin Irvin the newest mod, or actually I should say the first ever mod. And look at that, his name's even blue. So yeah, Swervin. Ugh. I don't want to go to Canucks After Dark tonight. Oh yeah, I forgot there's Canucks After Dark. But hey, there's Clay's on later, so there's that. Prediction: Hedo returns Wednesday, and Tom Wilson immediately knocks him back out of the line. I didn't even think of that, honestly. Yeah, the fact that they're playing the Capitals on Wednesday, and although I think they said Hedo might need like maybe 2 more practices with the team before he comes back, so it might be like towards the end of the road, not road trip, homestand, but that would be pretty funny if he returns Wednesday against the very same team he got injured against and gets flattened by Wilson again. So that would be, I mean, I shouldn't say that would be pretty funny, but that's, I mean, it could happen. So, hey, Bobby. Yeah, no, I think that's going to do it for the live stream. 2 hours and 56 minutes. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. Let me know what you guys think about the game in the live chat, in the comments down below. Obviously, we saw a lot more fight from the Canucks, particularly in that first period. Really liked how that first period went, and then they kind of, like I kind of said, seems like they kind of let their foot off the gas. That or the Islanders, were like, enough of this shit, and, decided to, help out the tank. So, but like I mentioned, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm going to jump off. And I'm not sure when the next game live stream will be. We'll have to look through my schedule, see, but it might be not until next week. Tank be damned. I really wanted this win tonight after Charlotte dunking on us last night. I didn't see that bit on him dunking on us, but I did overhear Clay say something about him being a little aggressive. But yeah, anyway. It's okay. We face them next week, so perhaps we can dunk on him if the Canucks are actually able to get a win, possibly against the Sharks. But that's going to do it for this live stream. Thank you all for watching and sticking through the entirety of the game. I obviously appreciate every single one of you, and obviously don't take you guys for granted. On the way out, you guys can like this video, and if you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. And yeah, like I said, hit that like button. If you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss a single video. Get your line change merch. We have our official merchandise store. Right now, we are selling our 1-year anniversary collection featuring our completely redesigned logo, both in blue and green, as well as our skate variation of our logo. And you guys can check it out at the linechangepodcast.threadless.com. Honestly, that black hoodie with the skate logo looks absolutely fire. I actually already ordered one of those hoodies for myself, so hopefully I'll have that coming in the mail soon. But go ahead, check it out, thelinechangepodcast.threadless.com. And if you want to be a part of the discussion, have more talks like this, join our official Discord. There's a link to it in the description down below. It's completely free to join, so go ahead and do so. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Blue Sky. We're everywhere. Feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms. Speaking of platforms, if you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow, as well as rate and review us on either platform. Also, if you have a favorite episode that you absolutely loved and want to watch over and over again, feel free to download said episode and any other favorite episodes of yours that can also help out the podcast. And obviously, it is very greatly appreciated that you guys do so. But that's going to do it for me. And I guess I will end off by saying, let's keep tanking. Let's keep tanking. Do, 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 do. I'll catch you guys next time.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.